Hello everybody, welcome to the first round of the Zelda 2 Randomizer Tournament. This is the match between Ategenos and Eunos. We had a late entry with Ategenos because we had a dropout. He was willing to step up and take his place so that Eunos would have a fair match and have a proper win-loss ratio when it comes to the next rounds. So we appreciate that. These guys are just about ready, so we'll be starting any moment now. Actually, wait, drop out of the race, so let me do that real quickly. Starting any moment. Have his countdown. Oh, and of course the Twitch delay. So we'll be starting as soon as they start. Rough? What is this? Funky sound from Ategenos, so I'm actually going to switch back just to the plain music, if you guys don't mind. I'm gonna be dropping the audio, or have weird audio in the background while we have this stream going, but these guys are off and they immediately find Saria, their first town, and get jump spell, so we'll maybe be seeing early fairy. We got lots of swamp contributions to this race here, so say thank you to Dig Shake next time you see him. We wouldn't have this randomizer if it wasn't for our big swamp. Eunos found a palace, but I looked away for a moment. I did not see what it was. And he also finds Bagoo. Bagoo's a nice find if they have to go through Saria to get to the south side of eastern continent here. We did see it was either Heart Cave or Paraba Pass. And speaking of caves that we're in, oh, and there's that cave I was speaking of. Ategenos gets the hammer out of the magic container cave. Eunos, meanwhile, is going to hop into another palace, and this is either 3 or 6. It looks like he's going to grind off this red iron knuckle to get his level. And Ategenos finds Death Mountain, and it's completely boots blocked. So that is not an option at this moment. Eunos takes a 2-1-2, and he wants to find out if this is 3 or 6, I'm sure. It is 6, and he is immediately key blocked. And that does not deter him. We'll continue to head in. So these guys are going to be looking for the raft as a major item for the first thing. The raft will allow them to head over to the eastern continent, where there's lots of palaces and free items laying around, and free spells. Speaking of spells, these guys are going to be looking for 3 spells in particular to beat this game: Fairy, Reflect, and Thunder. Inside this P-Bag Cave, Eunos finds some boots, and Ategenos will be finding them soon. So Death Mountain is now an option again. So yeah, they'll be looking for the raft, and they're also looking in general for the glove. The glove will allow them to break blocks. And the blocks are they possibly block the way in 2, 3, and 6, as well as the Grand Palace. It's not necessarily a 100% required item, but it's a very likely to be required item. Eunos found Death Mountain after finding the boots, so he's going to go ahead and pop his head into some of these caves, see if maybe he can't find Hammer Cave. Meanwhile, he does walk around and find the rock, Spectacle Rock, and is treated with a heart container. Ategenos is putting his boots to work, trying to see if he can get around the edge here to get to the southern half of Western Hyrule. I don't know if he popped his head in any of these palaces yet. There we go. The one I missed earlier was the Grand Palace. So we got Grand Palace and 6, and a quick Hammer Cave with boots on that one Death Mountain entrance for Eunos. I'm going to be greeted here by Angry Larry on commentary. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing okay. Let me get this audio rebalanced. But so far we found the Grand Palace and Palace 6 over here on the east. Or sorry, on the west. Eunos has the boots and the hammer and heading into Death Mountain Hammer Cave. And Ategenos is making his way back to Death Mountain, it looks like right now.
Yeah, I saw Eunos pick up the hammer in Magic Container Cave and go right to Death. I don't know if he went right to Death Mountain or that was just the way it happened, where he just stumbled upon the rock instantly.
Yeah, it was just it was a fluke really that he came the direction he did. Just the route these guys took led straight to that rock.
Oh, it was nice coincidental path then.
Oh yeah.
As you see, he gets the raft out of Death Mountain as well.
I did not see that raft, so that's nice.
Yeah, it was in Hammer Cave for Eunos, which is it's not a bad spot. Are the other caves, were they inconsequential items, or they just never got there yet?
They found the boots and they found the hammer, and that's it. Okay. Yeah, and they've only found 2 caves. They found Magic Container Cave and P-Bag Cave.
Eunos finds the back end of Fairy Cave, thought about it, but maybe would have been more inclined to go through it if it was Parappa Cave, and instead he's going to walk down the bubble skipped encounter, which is featuring some flying birds, some flying Magos, and a death.
Yeah, Ategenos made his way through here already. He's down here in the southern half already, looking around. It looks like that might be the other half of Fairy right there.
I see they got jump. So Fairy Town. I'm sorry, you said other half of Fairy Cave.
Yes.
I thought you said Fairy Town.
No, yeah, no, they're definitely looking for Mido right now. Get that down stab early.
Yeah. Where was the jump spell in Raru?
It was in Saria.
Okay.
It was right next to the North Palace as well, so both these guys got it early. Now we got Medicine Cave here for Ategenos.
Heart Container Cave as well for Eunos, so we got 2 items on tab here.
Oh, very nice. And Eunos picks up the cross, which isn't helpful yet, but it will be when they get to the east to avoid some of those invisible Moas.
At 112, Medicine Cave can be kind of a pain. You got 2 Gorillaz here. The lower and the middle tier Gorilla. Still one more enemy in the back here. And it's a axe-throwing Dyra, so this is not that fun of a cave. Yeah, most people are starting to avoid Medicine Cave when your levels are that low. Ategenos not knowing where the raft is, like Eunos does, maybe forcing this a little bit more. But he just, takes a couple hits, jumps over a little damage boost at the end there, and picks up the flute. So like the cross, not instantly helpful, but could be beneficial.
Yeah, we'll see what he does here. It looks like he's debating on fighting these guys, get some experience. I don't know how many lives he has left, though. Oh, that answers that.
I'm a few seconds ahead, they say. So why don't you give me the time Ategenos is at on your screen?
Yeah, just give me 1 second to pull up his.
Sure.
9:10, 9:11, 9:12, 9:13.
Okay, so I should be a little bit behind you now. So if I say something, it should be good.
That works.
And
yeah, I had to pause them a little bit to get their streams synced.
Okay, and Eunos, you have at the same time?
Actually, they're way off. Eunos is about 9 seconds ahead, but I can pause Eunos and sync them back up. That works for you.
Yeah, whatever is easier for our fans out there.
Sure. Give me 1 second. So Eunos is going to be paused for about 9 seconds here. There we go. 55, 56, 57.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we got the raft for Eunos. And we got the flute for 8gen and the flute for Eunos.
And the cross for Eunos as well.
Right.
Oh,
We're
wait,
all caught
hold on.
up.
You have Eunos on the right. Let me move my windows here. There.
Sorry about that.
No, it's my fault. Alphabetical order normally works.
That was what I was going for.
No favoritism to either runner.
So here we are in Trophy Cave. I don't think Eunos has been here yet.
I don't believe either have been in Trophy Cave, and they're both simultaneously there right now to pick up the heart container.
Yeah, I think HN is still grinding out some levels. Eunos jumping in 6 early and killing that Iron Knuckle yielded him attack 2 and life 2, so he's up on that.
Not that he would do this, Eunos, but has there been any plethora of XP that somebody could exploit early on here? Because both of them seem at 11 minutes, maybe not to be that starved for XP, but they haven't gotten a lot of it on the way, especially, I guess, in Ategenos' way, more or less.
No, nobody's really grinded, if you want to say it that way.
Well, I know that's a dirty 4-letter word to some people. I didn't want to outwardly say it. Medicine pickup for Ategenos on the grass tile.
And Eunos as well. So yeah, these guys can both go get the stuff in Mido in one trip, which is very nice because that's a long town. Three screens wide?
Yeah, same thing with Darunia. If you can pick up Upstab on your way to getting a spell that you already ruled in favor of being required, it helps you save a little bit of time than just wandering aimlessly in there twice over.
I'm very glad that you put it that way because, in my opinion, Upstab is 100% optional.
I'm starting not to take it if I don't have to go into Darunia.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So 8 Gen finds Palace 5. So we have 5, 6, 7 here on the west, which that's a pretty rough roll to get.
More rougher if the raft was not found by now. But now that the raft is found, they can just completely skip these and then just go in favor of the east and try to find some levels and completable palaces over there.
So by the way, I don't know if you noticed, but when they were using jump, it was tied with fire.
Jump is fire. I did not notice that.
But we're both matched up on these levels now. 2, 2, 2. And fire is jump. So there we go.
Love it when it works that way. But yeah, since fire is jump, now we have to play the game like our forefathers used to, uphill 10 miles trying to find thunder and reflect. And at least we have one piece of the puzzle, and we're going to find out what that piece of the puzzle yields here when Ategenos cashes in the medicine to see what kind of spell he gets.
Oh, that's what I meant. Eunos already has done that. That's what he got. He got fire.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was, there's no excuse. I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, no worries.
No, I was coming up
We
with
all do
something
it.
good, but then I was just like, you know what? I'll save that.
So here we are in, I don't know the town names half the time. Raru? For Eunos?
Maru's good. Yeah, not Rivertown is preferred by some as well.
Not Thirsty Lady Town.
Yeah, you can just pretty much say not whatever town you know, and you wouldn't be wrong.
And we get Fairy Spell.
That opens up a few options. I'd be... yeah, there's just no way to do this. I was going to say, Eunos could probably do 5 now with Fairy if it's castable and no magic key, but at 2/2/2, probably even quicker to come back. Because Great Palace is over here, mind you. So they can go ignore this continent, its palaces, for the duration of the game until they're ready, place their 5th and 6th gem, and then go into Great Palace after that.
Yeah, I think Eunos was just really looking for getting downstab and all the spells he can get here, and he'll probably hang out on the East Coast from now on.
Yeah, free spells are free. Why force something that's readily available for you?
So now he's just got to find his way to the raft spot. I don't know if he ever originally found it. Meanwhile, Ategenos is also here in Raru now, going to pick up his fairy spell.
So the one thing you want to do in the East is you want to find these towns and locate these free spells as fast as possible, so you know exactly how long you have to take for finding items. Not just the glove, but the kid and the trophy possibly as well if you can't get Thunder or Reflect. Backtracking has been a huge problem in this tournament for people who have had to do it. Often resulting in losses, obviously, for the wasted time that they could have done looking for the item originally and then backtracking to find it later.
So Eunos just went back into Trophy Cave and got a heart. I thought he had already done that.
I believe he might have got hit by a bit or just left.
Okay.
But they were in there at the same time because Ategenos picked it up as you mentioned. Eunos was in there, and then seconds later he wasn't in there anymore. I think he got knocked into the lava.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
Captain Dripper and Dripper Grind in chat is saying he game overed in Trophy Cave. That's Captain Dripper Grind with an X before and after as well.
There's no shame in farming drippers if they have 300 XP. Anything less than that, I say you just gotta skip them. Because who can shy away from free 300 XP?
No, it's magical. Absolutely.
It's rare, but
The spell in Kasudo.
yeah, Eunos found his first town and picks up that spell. Ategenos is making his way through Death Mountain. He needs to go find that raft. Unfortunate for him, he jumped into a cave and is taking it through instead of checking all the caves that were near the water there. Everything was was beachfront property on Death Mountain.
It's always a bad feeling when you have to come back to Death Mountain and then you realize that the Hammer Cave is immediately accessible and you never even bothered to look, or you jumped into another cave. And it, at least it's better at the 18-minute mark where he can, set the course correct here pretty soon, rather than like the hour and 10-minute mark when you're still looking for a required item. But I'm not even sure Ategenos was in the correct entrance. It didn't look like he had many options, though, the entrance he was in.
He may have come in from the second one, forgetting that he had picked up the boots, because he realized early on that he was blocked, and he just got a glimpse of that rock as he ducked into that cave, and comes right back for it.
So that was Reflect for Eunos?
It was.
All right.
And I missed the palace that he just walked into. I would have to assume it was 3, since he did not go in.
He picks up the trophy on the desert tile as well.
Yeah, all he's missing is a kid to really be spell blocked at this point.
Hey, look at that Maze Island, man. That's a huge bridge. Developer is certainly compensating for something.
So on that Maze Island, Eunos picks up a magic container.
As we found out in one of the races yesterday, magic containers could turn the balance of the race, where you needed 7 of them to pick up the glove yesterday.
Yeah, that was interesting. And 7 always blocks the 8th. You know that one goes true. So he makes
Here's a second item.
Yeah, he makes quick work here. And is not rewarded properly. There's 4 on Maze Island.
And he has Reflect and Fairy, so why not?
Yeah.
Let's get it taken care of and out of the way.
Just go right in. Now, can he cast Reflect? That's the question that we have.
I will assume since he jumped in here, he can. He's going to grab this key and up A.
Yeah, if he can't yet, he's going to at least grind a magic level out and see if he can. And there we go, Ategenos found his hammer cave.
Joshy D, if the 50-point P bag in New Kasudo is the Marble Rye, then the glove in there is Fusili Jerry.
I love you and your 90s sitcom references.
Yeah, I pretty much only have them. I also love the fact that I could say things and make people Google it. Eunos is thinking about going for that second key, but does not do it. See, one of the problems with being in 4 here with Magic 2 and 5 heart containers and needing to rely on Fairy is that you're probably going to have to at least take one intentional death to refill your magic, whether it is to fight Carrick or whether it is to Fairy through a door. But if Carrick's just going to be right there, then...
Yeah, so it appears that magic container on Maze Island was the key to beating Carrick anyways.
Yeah, Zarnak says 73 for Magic 2.
So if you duck in before you go, that's a bad thing. So this is a 4th gem for Eunos and the raft pickup for Ategenos here.
So gloves still required, but there is Palace 1 and Palace 2. There's the items in New Kasuto if you can get them. They're in both P-Bag caves, so Eunos is not going to go dip into 4. Again, with Fairy, your only means to get through doors, and 4 being kind of long and windy, you can probably spend a lot of time there trying to get magic or taking intentional deaths to get magic and just waste a lot of time if it's not the item. Look at that bridge. Does that not annoy you?
That's an amazing bridge.
But I'm not going to complain, because every time I complain, Dig Shake makes a patch and something happens after that.
Yeah, either the bridge doesn't appear or we get 2 of them.
Yeah.
The other 2 items that I don't know if you mentioned were the desert and the water tile are both accessible for him.
Desert tile was the trophy.
Oh, okay. Well then, just the water.
Yeah, and the water tile is something that I did forget, yes. So we saw Kasuto and we saw Nubaru.
And Darunia is near the raft spot, but no kid yet.
Okay, so we did see Darunia as well. So we're just searching for New Kasuto is for our last free spell here, but then he can always cash in the trophy for Rudo. So our option, or we're narrowing down the search for Thunder at this point, and we should know relatively within about 10 minutes whether the kid's going to be something we need to find or not.
Very short Valley of Death walkthrough.
Well, I mean, when you have a Maze Island that long, you gotta use you get the resources from somewhere.
So 8gen is taking a different path than Eunos here. He's going to the north first. He decides not to. He doesn't want to go through those Darunia desert encounters.
Yeah, Dig Shake Desert is not fun to do. So it's a little bit of, not that it's hard, it's just a little bit of a time waster if you want to set up these skips so you can get an easier encounter and not possibly take a death in the water. But, might be able to walk around it as well.
Yeah, so speaking of taking intentional death, Eunos turns into a fairy and then just camps inside of an iron knuckle. So that's interesting.
At SGDQ, Error talked about finding the magic pixel to not take damage. And I've never found that magic pixel.
8gen on zombie strats getting into Kasuto.
Eunos find himself a glove block there. So he'll take a different path and hope he can access either Rainbow Neck or the item room.
I think at this point you'd really like to find the glove.
Yeah, finding the glove means you can do both if one's blocked and not the other. Well, actually, yeah, because it wouldn't be the other way around, because glove can't block the glove.
And Rebo can't block the glove.
I had a nap, but it wasn't refreshing. You ever have one of those?
This isn't Palette 6. Rebo cannot block the glove. Alright, so Ategenos has picked up his spells as well.
Eunos might be done with Palace 3 after he picks up this key, though. Nah, he's going to go the other way. He's going to turn around. Thought maybe finding that dead end was going to be the end of the Palace 3 search for now.
All right, so here's 2, and I don't think Eunos stopped by here. Oh, he did. He did stop by here, and he didn't go in. He opted instead to head straight to Maze Island. So, 8gen is hopping into Palace 2.
He did not get an extra magic container. I don't remember what fairy was at 2, but he should probably be able to cast it at least once. Yeah, he can cast it once. So I do remember what it was at 2, like 50 something.
Yeah, 58.
Finding out 3 is glove blocked.
And then gets all of the P bags and takes some levels with him.
That's one of the luxuries of being on the East Coast. You can really fill up on some levels with all the available P bags if you take some time looking for them. With Jump, that he can access all of them, but some are potentially blocked by the need of the Jump spell.
Yeah, and so speaking of the Jump spell, Ategenos is in here too. Tried to jump up that crumble bridge and got trapped on the bottom ledge. Stole the key and just game over, but it's a short way back.
Yeah, as long as he got the key out of it.
Oh, yes. It looks like this time he's going to ferry it.
I also prefer fairy here because I don't trust myself with those jumps. Because, like you said, Ategenos got caught underneath. I seem to always do the same.
Yeah, it can be done jumpless, but it's a very tight window even with jump, so...
Yeah.
If it almost costs the same, why not just use your fairy spell?
We had a discussion about this earlier, about people not using their spells when they have them spells, like the too good to use syndrome. And I don't know about you, but I'm an advocate for, like, if I miss a jump 3 tiles high, like, I'm not going to start restarting my momentum and try to jump it again. If I have the jump spell, we're done. We're done and we're out of there.
So, I think Nerm took the controller from Ategenos here. He's sitting here, he's gonna farm this dripper.
Yeah, I'm definitely petitioning for making a straw poll for those drippers to be included, or Nerm's name to be included in those drippers for somehow.
And Eunos finds a P-Bag cave. And a stone-skinned, I don't know what they're called, bears?
Little digger?
Yeah.
The junk prize, the junk toy, the dollar store item. We're workshopping a lot of things right now.
So he's got one more P-Bag cave, his water tile, and then Kasuto's left.
Yeah, he has a full clear of the west.
If I'm not mistaken, he full cleared the west and he's about to get the east. So yeah, it's going to be in a palace. I looked away. So, what was 8gen's prize?
It was actually the kid in 2.
Interesting.
We've definitely seen a runner go into 2 and leave without looking for the item yesterday. If the kid is tied for Thunder, and Eunos does the same, 8gen might have a little bit of an advantage here.
Yeah, we gotta see what's in this P-Bag cave here.
The second of the P-Bag caves. Or I guess third overall.
And he gets a magic container, so...
Well, 6 with the spell. He's got a 66% chance of getting the item from the old lady. He has a chance to get the glove in the spell tower at the end of the town. So really looking for new Kasuto now, or the chance of just getting a free Thunder as well. Any combination. So he's really looking for the town now.
Speaking of town, I think he might have just found it.
He did up A.
Oh, okay. Then that's Saria. Never mind.
Yeah. I didn't know, but I was questioning myself. I didn't know if he up A'd in the palace. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't happy with the Eastern continent and his positioning there, so he just decided to up A and maybe start exploring from a different direction, or maybe looking for Rudo. It looks like he might cross through Saria.
Yeah, you have
Indeed,
a fairly cheap ferry, so...
Yeah, he's queuing up ferry now, and this is the way he's going to go to the other half of the continent.
So 8gen hasn't come across the glove block yet. He has a chance to clear this palace.
I believe he saw it, but...
Was it a left, or...?
I you know what? I really wasn't paying that much of attention, but I feel like I've seen the idiots beaming at him. The statues.
Bagu was not required dig check. No, they just had a clean pathway down there with the bubble encounter.
Kulain says he was glove block going right. I remember seeing that room, but
That's probably going to be the way to the boss then.
it's one thing I struggle with is minimizing your time lost doing nothing. And not doing nothing, but doing something that's not possible.
Yes.
And, I'm definitely an advocate for, like, 5's right there, why not? And then the why not turns into 15 minutes of exploration, 20 minutes of dig shake memes, and 35 minutes of wasted time. So recognizing when you're beat and when you have to get out and just return another time is something that is very, very good to have.
Yeah, it looks like these players haven't wasted too much time doing anything. The most time spent was 8gen in Death Mountain so far. And even that was just because he came in the wrong entrance.
Yeah, and there he did arrive on his item, which was definitely required. Here, he might be trying to force something that's not possible. I don't think we saw the left-hand dead-end room with the key. But we have an elevator up, so we have possibilities. I was just about to ask you, did either runner see... Oh, there's the left-hand dead-end room. That wasn't the elevator up room. So 8gen's going to get out of here with a key and nothing else.
Did either player see... Full stop?
I'm sorry, see what?
You were asking me a question, but then yeah.
Oh, then I stopped? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was going to say, did either player see Rudo? And at the time I got a chance to ask that when I stopped talking, finally.
I got you.
I saw Eunos in Rudo, so...
Not just in Rudo, but grabbing the Thunder spell.
Yeah, so Ategenos needs to find the trophy on the desert tile, but more importantly, cash it in as fast as possible to minimize his additional searching for other spells and such.
It might be that desert tile right there as well. I do remember him getting it fairly early on when he got here on the East Coast.
Oh, yes.
And sure enough,
there we go.
so Eunos is still searching for that glove.
What are our palace options for that glove? 5, 6, 1, and 4, right?
2 was a kid, and 3 was a heart container. No, 3 we didn't see.
Okay, so actually all of them but 2, then.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think we saw 3s.
Yeah, Eunos was blocked in 2 different directions going right. So we know the glove's more than likely not there, unless there was an additional path, which I kind of doubt right now.
Yeah.
Oh, short jumps, but saves it.
So Ategenos picks up his magic container. He'll be able to eat the palace now.
And Eunos goes through Dig Shake Desert and finds a lone desert tile there. And he might up A. And, well, desert tile was pretty close to the raft spot. It might be quicker just to go there. Reaching for the up A proves me wrong.
So Ategenos just jumping over those orange Losalfos. They're worth 150, so not really worth the effort. When they're worth 300, that's when you gotta go ahead and take them out. Nice. So 8gen finds the other item on Maze Island. He's going to be greeted with the heart. He's not going to shy away from that one. So we'll see if he jumps into 4 and searches through 4.
When you're racing, are you hoping to find something that your opponents it's probably going to be tough for them to find, especially if they're trying to play this as fast as possible, like the top runners do, or is it just you're just going to do your game and arrive on the items you arrive on?
Oh, I'm 100% just play my own game.
Yeah, I'm not, and looking for the item in 4 might be something I do, but knowing how free and easy Reflect was to get, I have to consider the fact that my opponent's already gotten this item, and that whatever I find there, if it's useful, then I'm a little bit behind because of it.
So unless I missed Eunos going into 2 and getting the kid, he opted to come get upstab.
I did not see Eunos get the kid.
He apparently didn't, because he's leaving town to the right.
Yeah.
This is very odd play, but understandable. I got upstabbed during my race for the sole reason of I don't want to be eliminated for my pride.
I feel like one time Eunos was upstab blocked, and it cost him a lot of time in one of the races we did. And maybe ever since then, he's never going to leave home without it if he arrives on that possibility. But also, he doesn't need the kid. So the decision to go into Darunia and get upstabbed now and never needing to come into that town again, he might have been holding out for the 2-for-1. And since he's never going to cash in the kid, even if he finds it, might as well just get upstabbed now if it's on the way around.
Yeah, and with Darunia right there next to the raft spot, it was just a 30-second detour.
Nukasudo is going to be key here. Because if Nukasudo does not contain the glove, then Eunos is going to have to thoroughly check each and every palace therein and start making decisions to actually clear them.
So Ategenos finds Karok, doesn't have enough magic, and doesn't have enough lives. So he has to up A and trudge through this palace again.
That's unfortunate, and that's definitely the downside I was trying to explain when Eunos was in 4.
Yeah, Eunos isn't going to be happy with the outcome of this either, seeing that he just went through Darunia. He probably could have gotten a free life spell out of it, but instead, he's going to be greeted with the kid that's never going to get turned in. Link and Zelda will have to raise this child.
It should be like a Dragon Warrior sprite where Link is carrying the kid throughout the remainder of the game, and if he doesn't cash it in.
Be nice.
Still waiting for that middle finger glove sprite if it's in 5, though. So that's probably going to be on the back burner.
But thou. So 8gen is making his way back to Karok, and we'll see if he comes back in looking for the item.
I gotta honestly say, I might, but given the fact that 8gen has taken a death, had to up A, took another death on the way to find Karok, might take a death. It has to take a death here to fight Karok. Maybe he doesn't, because there's that huge key magic issue thing going on.
Yeah, I think at this moment he's just hoping for a jar drop.
Eunos just flat out leaves the kid there.
Nice play.
Just heartless.
Yeah, 8gen, you're not gonna find any jars in those dog heads in here. They're very greedy and full regarding those. And Eunos dives back into 2, heading towards, hopefully Helmet Head, but very much so could be glove locked.
HN finally realizes he's looping and then goes another way. I wonder if he's, is the way to Karok to the right there, right?
Possibly. But unfortunately, he's down to his last life, and he just cast Reflect.
Yeah, I mean, I was wondering if he was just looking for a different direction just in case he stumbled upon, like you said, a jar or the item room and then found that endless loop room. So he's not going to be able to keep...
He took a level. Reflect dropped down to 41.
Okay. I do see that. Actually, you know, I was going to question that. It was 41 when he was at Karok before. And I thought he had enough magic to cast it. Then he obeyed. But obviously, I guess I was wrong. But I did see 41.
Yeah, I just assumed that it was still the more expensive one. Very nice play on that orange Iron Knuckle.
Can I go backwards on Streamlink?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Mine's been broken. I can't fast forward or go backwards. But if you pause, you can delay yourself. If that was what you mean.
No, I want to go back and see the reason why HN obeyed.
Understood.
It doesn't look like I can.
But regardless, he's here in the item room. If he can survive, he's going to be greeted with a potion.
Dig Shake is going to be greeted with some words as well. So it's what they call a win-win if you're a spectator, but unfortunate.
Yeah, so he's going to make his way back in and go straight to Karok this time, I believe.
Well, at least he knows the glove's not there. It's something Eunos does not know. But it might be the last place Eunos checks anyway. Because why go into a place that you've already placed a gem when there are other places you can look at?
Yeah, it seems so that my bots are not playing nice.
He got the Karok pretty easily, so he was probably item hunting.
Yeah, he's probably hoping to find the item as well as some XP to get some levels, but just decided not to. Worry this time through.
Nukasudo and water tile, and you see the water tile there.
Yeah, I missed the item. I assume a heart.
Oh, glove.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I was setting the stage for you to make the big reveal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I looked away. I was watching 8gen fight Karok for some reason. That fight always interests me.
So Nukasudo, the water tile with the glove, and Palace 1 all right there.
And yeah, and you just says screw Nukasudo.
Yeah, it basically did. He dipped in, dipped out, and then just went right to the water tile. It had what he needed, and yeah, what the kids say, he's full dig shake.
He's fighting this blue iron knuckle more for pride at this point.
He might be trying to go for a twofer here with his attack, but
He wants a very short palace. The shortest of palaces.
probably not going to get the twofer. So I don't know where the fighting for pride might be the better description of what that was.
Yeah, almost definitely. We'll see what he does with this guy. But they are only worth 70, we found out, so... Definitely a terrible roll on the blue iron knuckles. So he's going to go up here, he's going to have the stairs room, I believe, and then Horsehead. If not the bridge, to get a free key in the way. He's exhausted most other options.
A key door room? Does that still exist?
Possibly, yeah, I don't think he went through that one yet.
But we did see the right-hand dead end, which was the most important of the rooms to see at this point.
Yeah, so he might be leaving here in Palace 1 with a few extra keys. 8gen having more words for dig.
There's the room that requires the key. Eunos thought about it. He thought about taking life 6 and then decided it's best to take attack 5 now. Both key door rooms were here.
It's unlucky.
Yeah, so rip key.
And he doesn't come across the Trumbull Bridge either, so very unlucky. Burns 2 keys.
Yeah, so the path to the item might contain both keys, or probably does contain both keys. SJP down, and he's going to pick up a key to use the key. No choice there. And place his second gem.
Yeah, so really the only thing that separates our two runners is Eunos having turned in the trophy for Thunder, getting the glove off the water tile, and Palace 1. They're really not that far apart. Gen can always swing by Rudo on the way to Great Palace, since we know that's on the west.
Looks like Gen's going to try 3 now.
Good roll on the blue Lizalfos. They're dropping 500.
I notice how somebody in chat is not sassing Eunos for killing things on the way, considering it grinding. But hey, listen, grab XP on the way. It's doesn't take that much time.
Yeah, especially if you're going to be jumping in too, which is it could be fairly short palace, and it has mostly small enemies in it.
And he's got to go get over a pretty big threshold here if he wants to get attacks, if he plans to get attack 6. So grabbing some outside XP to help achieve that goal is certainly what he was looking for.
And Eunos pulls off the jumpless Trumbull Bridge.
I'm not too sure I've ever seen that. But welcome to the club. Your vinyl jacket is on with custom lettering is on the way, Eunos.
So we'll see if he remembers where that the glove block is. Blood Glock. Ow.
Hey, listen, it works. No, I'm stealing that.
Showing us his best King Doll impression and grabbing random jars.
Then he shows you his best Angry Larry impression and just, stabs every block and ruins his chance of getting out of there cleanly. He's doing impressions, folks. Make sure you get those requests in.
Unfortunately for Ategenos, he doesn't have the glove. 3 is rife with extra keys.
Yeah, and we know he can't do anything without the glove in 3, so it's how quick can he realize this and how quick can he get out, and no sooner said than done. He's gone.
And so that glove block room in 2 was adjacent to the boss. Unless I looked away for longer than I thought.
No, it was right there.
And down goes Howie Mandel. And we may see Eunos with the take 'em all strat. Which is, of course, better than the dig, shake, burn 'em all strat.
Look at that bridge. The compensation that went on. It's unbelievable. I had to repeat that one because he wasn't in chat the first time. So yeah, with 5 and 6 on the Western continent, Eunos just has to get back to 3 here.
Yeah, he's making quick work getting there too. It's just around the corner, and there's no Valley of Death encounters if he can. There's no forced Valley of Death encounters. Oh, I'm wrong.
There's one. Yeah, there's one tile.
He must have encountered and skipped that one last time he came through on the way there.
Ategenos took it on the way out. That's the only time I saw it. So this is the last Swiss, the matchup in Swiss round number 1. We're going to be easing in to week number 2, where because of the Swiss format, everyone who's 1-0 is going to play somebody else who's 1-0, and everyone 0-1 will be playing somebody else who's 0-1. So it should make for some real interesting matchups. Not that we didn't have any in the first round, but
yeah,
continuing to make.
I'm really surprised with the way this first round played out. Very competitive matches all the way around.
Yeah, we had some really good ones too. Zarnax versus Ryan 7 was really good. Riku versus Countess was actually pretty good as well. And not to mention a few upsets along the way.
Yeah, Rose City and Simple last night. I'm not to downplay Rose City's skill, but it's not as if Simple's not the world record holder in many categories.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I spotlighted pretty early as somebody who was relatively new compared to a lot of people in the randomizer world, but getting pretty good at the game versus somebody who's just really good at the base game. And that's why those two unique factors made me really interested in that matchup. And then you see the result, and
I personally am not looking forward to next week. I did the unfortunate thing of winning my race, so
I think you might be better in winning than losing. Looking at the names who have not to downplay anyone's skill, but there's a lot of. I don't think you're either way. I don't think anybody's in good shape.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, the losers you had to face, Press J Polk and Simple, off the top of my head right now. So,
well, Jackamus, Amazing Aunt Pharos,
yeah,
Buzz Thunder, Angry Larry. I mean, there's quite a few of the top names on the SRL leaderboard if you want to take that into consideration that are in that range. And yeah. Is Darunia, so he's going to cash in the kid. He does not have Thunder and does not know where Thunder is. Or did he get? Well, he did not cash in the trophy on his way back, right?
Ategenos? No, he. I didn't see him stop by the town.
I just saw the spell menu. I didn't see it, but it flashed quick. Rudo being out of the way, so
yeah, I don't think he ever found it originally either. So he doesn't know exactly where to go.
Yeah, that's what I was asking when Eunos found Rudo, was did either of them happen upon it? Because Eunos didn't go directly there, but he kind of went into the area of it. Nice super jump for Ategenos. It is also out of the way, so maybe making the play for let me go to things that may be in my way since I still need to explore instead of trying to find something I missed earlier.
I don't think he's taken a step into Nukasudo or Naburu. No, he's been to Naburu, but he hasn't been to Nukasudo at all.
No, Nukasudo, the water tile for the glove, and Palace 1 were in an area he hasn't been in yet. So you see Eunos place another gem here.
Do you happen to know what spell Ichen just got?
I'm a little bit behind you, so I'm...
Oh, I'm sorry. No, he got upstab. That's what spell he just got.
Yeah, okay.
No, he's just now talking to the old man.
Okay. I was going to say, I got a lot behind you somehow.
Yeah, I had forgotten that apparently Eon's in the loser's bracket as well. Or sorry, the second chance. Which I guess isn't really at this point. It's Swiss, so in the 0-1 group.
I always do that. I always do that back talk when I explain it as well. Always mentioning that this guy goes into the losers bracket. Well, not really, but yeah, Eon. I didn't realize lost actually.
Yeah, I remember that match. It was a close match.
No, we're not going to get the matchup with her and Dig Shake, so maybe she'll win, Dig Shake will lose, and we'll get that in round 3 because we definitely want that to happen in the Swiss round.
Yeah, I mean, we have to call him second chance bracket because if anybody's forgotten, the second chance bracket winner is the one who ended up winning the tournament.
I'm sorry, in what tournament was that?
Did that not happen last randomizer tournament?
Oh, it was Zelda 2. No, Eunos won. Second chance was Dig Shake. He won the first match and lost the second.
Okay, I didn't know he lost the second. Okay.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake not getting a key, and then he couldn't get the item in 4, which was required because he didn't have a key or a castable fairy or something. And then Eunos wound up winning.
I gotcha. Yeah, I knew they faced each other in the finals. But man, that's been a year ago, so we need to have these tournaments more often.
Yeah, I mean, some people don't want them more than once a year, but I'm all in favor for multiple, especially if one is standard, one's gimmicky. Why not? More racing, right? And that's what we try to do every night, so why not?
There's been lots of Zelda 2 hacks race, so if you're interested in joining, I'll drop a link in chat with the link to download the ROM or the generator, and you can join us.
And make sure you review the wiki so you understand all the nuances of all the flag sets and everything and get yourself properly prepared. It's well documented, and it's one of the best features of the randomizer is that anybody can just review that wiki and know what they're doing instead of just knowing by experience or because they watched it in somebody else's stream. I find that being a problem with other randomizers as well. If you don't know it, like there's no way you can know it until somebody tells you. HN's collecting all the things in Nukasudo. I do not know if the lady had a 7 magic container requirement or not.
Yeah, I don't know if he snuck into her basement or not. But if she did, then here we go.
And the spell was life?
Yes. Process of elimination there. He stopped by Darunia and got his shield spell already.
Right, okay. Era says it was gettable, and he did get it, but we all missed it. Whatever it wasn't the glove.
This is. There's a chance it's the key. It was either the key, a pea bag, or a little digger.
We saw one little digger. We saw a red jar.
Unless he up-A'd when he got in here, it might not have been a 500 either. We could be looking at the magical key.
Meanwhile, Eunos is trying to find his way through 5, find Guma.
Yeah, and as you speak.
Yeah, I say things a lot that happen.
Commentator's blessing?
No, never in my favor. Like, if I'm pessimistic and make a comment, it always happens to me, but it's always positive towards other people.
Guma looks like quite the beating.
Yeah, Eunos doing his best Zarnax, trying to take him out. See if he slows down a little bit here on his last life.
I mean, 6 attack and a 6 life, and he's just getting the snot beat out of him.
And this is why he saved this palace until later. Because more often than not, Guma is a jerk like this.
Yeah, but it doesn't even look like Eunos is going for that cheese. He wants to go straight in. There we go, we got the rhythm going.
HN's on the path to Horsehead. Remember, there was 2 of these locked doors here. He's going to go through the first one. It was not the magic key he found.
Yeah. Fortunate for him. So whatever he did find was complete trash.
Yeah, it probably was either the 3rd dollar store item or the red candle pea bag. Or, therefore, a 1-up or a red jar.
So I wasn't aware that there's 3 of those items per seed. I thought they could be anywhere they wanted to be, so that's good to know.
There's 3 items because it takes an effect adding 3 more locations, the western and the eastern pea bag caves. So what happens is it shuffles those pea bag caves among the other small item areas first within the same continent, like the road tile. Well, not the road tile, but like, you know, anything that would have a pea bag or a red jar or a 1-up. And then whatever the contents are in them after it shuffles, then it shuffles the large items when that flag is on. So then it will take the red jar that's shuffled in the western continent pea bag cave and then shuffle it through all the palaces or locations as well. So there's always 3 of them, but then a 4th one because you got the candle to start.
So 8-Gen takes out Horsehead, places his gem, refills his lives.
Eunos arrives at the item room in 6 and he's out of there. He's going to try a different path. Don't blame him. That's a bad room before it to backtrack in.
Yeah, it's not like finding the magical key in this instance is going to help him at all.
And props to Eunos there for casting jump. just on the same day I've been complaining about people not using their magic. He doesn't even attempt to make those jumps without jump. He just goes right for it.
Do you happen to know how much the fire spell is costing?
I do not. It looked like he cast jump, though. It was 17.
Okay. Sometimes you luck out with that fire cast. Get a 5 spell fairy spell.
Eunos has the option here of ferrying through this room, and he went back and tried for a red jar, and now he's just going to have to take a death to cast the... Now he's regretting. I don't know why he cast jump in that room. You can make those jumps without casting jump. He just wasted magic. So, very bad play right there.
Sajan's grinding on this Lizalfos.
I don't know why that cracked me up when I said that. Finding the Rebenek fight here in Palace 6, the mini-boss fight.
Yeah, this one should be, in my opinion, Helmet Head. Let Rebo block the item. Because Helmet Head doesn't get enough credit.
Should be 40 of those horse heads, 40 of those polar bear heads running at you from all directions. If you can survive that room, then you deserve the pass through. We're going to take a drop here. Do we have Fairy queued up? I don't know if you take this drop. Well, now it's back in sync. Some of the drops line up awkwardly. So you can potentially not need to cast Fairy because one of the drops will put you right on the roof, right on the ceiling. But you always want to make sure you have that Fairy cast on hand. We find Barbara.
And we're going to get a Jackhammer Barbara.
And you can do it at attack 6. Very nice. I saw somebody the other day at attack 5, Jackhammer, and you didn't even get the bar to go down one thing.
So he's going to do a 6/6/7 into the Great Palace, which is plenty fine.
Oh yeah, over-leveled for his skill. It's a luxury at this point.
He did not get the kit, actually.
Here we go, Great Palace. Let's see how long and windy it could be. Yeah, Eunos didn't even take the level.
Wow, that's a dig shake strat right there.
Well, faced with a left option straight away, find a fun room right to the right. It's a medium strength fun room. Gets a little bit better at the end, but...
Yeah, you gotta get those Bagus in the first part.
That's our second left we can eventually wind up having to come back and take. But we're going to take one of them, probably take this one because it's right there. We find one of the 3 dead-end rooms.
It passes the spicy chicken and finds a drop room.
Oh, yeah, drop into your room, so that's a second dead end. And we know now one of the drop rooms we do find later on will lead back there, all the way back to start. So now there's only one possible scenario. He goes down here and goes to the left.
Yeah, he's going to be very leery of any drops he takes.
False floor room has an elevator down. Arrives on a room that opens a path to the left, and he finds a drop room. He's going to opt to take the drop, though. Might be a good idea, because if it drops back to the beginning, oh well, you know, no big deal. And it could possibly have dropped back to the other dead-end room we found.
Oh, we're in the Jackamus room.
Yeah, it did not. So we drop down. We got the Jackamus room. So we have a left before that drop room, and then now we have a right here, and a left and a down in fairy room. So we have options.
Oh, one option eliminated.
Quick dead ends. Yeah, definitely take care of that. Better for Eunos, but not so much for HN.
Yeah, I think Eunos doesn't gamble in that fairy room at his skill level.
There's our last dead end room. So now we have one of 3 options to take going left. He's going to take this one. One of them is through fairy room. The other one's before drop. So you have to up A and get there anyway. So not an option right now. And the digger.
Well, left through the fairy room.
Always left through the fairy room.
He opts to refill his health before going that way, though.
But a more friendlier Great Palace with all these options, letting Eunos get to the dead end one screen later, as opposed to looping around forever.
Some sketchy play there, but makes his way through. Meanwhile, HN is a room away from Helmet Head.
I believe you guys call that Scott Bicula.
Yes, Scott
Yeah.
Bicula. Which is a reference you should get.
I do get that reference. So we go up in the waffle room, and we're forced left yet again in the one piece chicken room.
Yeah, I think we're going to come across the drop room pretty soon.
Yeah, either drop room, either the Eon drop room or the bottom half of that one room you can also drop into.
Oh, maybe
But
I'm
we got
wrong,
an
though.
elevator down.
Yeah.
False floor room. If we go down this elevator, we're probably going to arrive into the theater room with the curtain, or just a corridor, and it's another waffle room. And
Yeah, we gotta be getting close to Thunderbird at this point.
either Thunderbird or exhausting all options and dropping back to the beginning, because there's no more right-hand dead-end rooms, and there's not a left-hand dead-end room either.
So Eunos wanted that magic refill, but didn't want Boss Bot to eat it, so...
And we have a drop room.
Alright, it doesn't loop backwards. That's good news.
Yeah, forces him left yet again. Could be the second half of that room, but it is not. It's the false floor room with the elevator down. Long, narrow corridor. Possibly another waffle room, or the theater room is going to greet him. There's the corridor.
There's your theater room.
There it is. So we're going to go right here, and we're going to have either the Eon room, which could be ignored, because at this point there's going to be no right-hand dead-end rooms, and the only other drop room is going to be going to the left. So I think this is on the path to Thunderbird. There's the Eon room. This probably drops back to the beginning, and then Thunderbird's to the right here. Because I'm not sure there's another scenario. Oh, the upstairs room, I guess, elevators up and down, but...
Yeah, I think we're going to be Dark Link adjacent even.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could possibly have an elevator down to another theater room and then Dark Link to the right off of that, but... But we have at least arrived to Thunderbird, and we know that that other path left early on, before the first drop, is no go, no good.
Having a rough go at it.
And it finally corrects the pendulum, gets 3 hits there, I believe.
Got a 4 hit there. There we go.
So standard to the tournament is Dark Link has always been in the next room, more or less. Let's see what we got here. Could also be a fun room down. But nope, it is not.
Eunos goes for the standard corner strat. So GG to Eunos.
1 hour, 17 minutes, and 16 seconds. I'm not in the race room, so that's just based on his timer.
Yeah, I'll pop in and see if he wants to do an interview. If you want to hold down the fort.
Absolutely. We'll take a look at HN here. HN's back in 3 with the glove this time. If you remember from the beginning, the glove block was in 2 different locations to the right, one blocking the item and one blocking the boss. So we'll see which one this one is. I always hate having these Dune knockers jump up on your path. At least Ategenos can get these keys now as he presses on. And there's Rebanek. I've heard it both ways.
I have an official time for Eunos. It's a 1:17:17.
Oh, very nice.
And on top of that, we also got a forfeit from 8gen after he places his Palace 3 gem, it looks like. So we'll see if we can get them both then. Oh, an 8gen cut stream.
Yes, it does look so, but it needs to be said that HN is doing us all a favor. Somebody has went MIA in the tournament, and at the last second, he has jumped in to help us. He's been helping us with the restreams and everything, so very, very much appreciated that HN would not only do that, but also step in so the tournament would have an even amount of people.
Yeah, he also put together this this layout I'm using. It's a program for all the tracker and everything. There's also another layout that Larry uses that he designed himself, so they're both excellent layouts. Very enjoyable. We're joined by Eunos in the chat. GG.
Hey, thanks. How you guys doing?
So how'd that truck go in Palace 5? I mean, attack 6 and life 6 and you still go down to 2 hits?
Oh yeah, I just kept just running into the hitbox, you know?
But other than that, what did you think of the seed with the glove on the water tile?
Yeah, that spot could only be reached by the Bonner Pass. I went on, the first trip to the Eastern Continent, got a catalog of pass-through caves to pick from, and thought, okay, well, whatever. Start thinking about them, and then take all of them except the one that was the one up there. That was funny. I mean, the glove was up there and P1, which is the other thing I would have liked to find early, and then yeah.
And you had your other 2 East items up there too. You had both the Kasudo items left.
Right. Yeah.
The World Boner ended up being a magic container, and we looked away and missed what the old lady was. But she was 6 jars required.
Yeah. Yeah. She could have been the key or another container, I guess. I don't know. That's all it could have been, right? I see nobody has the key.
He didn't get the key, and it wasn't the extra container either. It had to either be a pee bag
okay. Maybe that
or another trash item.
Yeah.
But GG.
Yep.
I noticed when you saw the length of the Maze Island Bridge, you didn't stand around and complain for 20 minutes. Did you like that didn't fool you at all? You knew that was Maze Island?
I walked down the whole thing for you, Larry.
I did. I saw
Yeah.
the thumbs up and everything. I appreciated that. Thank you.
Yeah, yep, right down the boardwalk.
The showboat to the other one, the Tropicana. But overall, very well played. Again, I saw a little bit, not frustration, but you arrived at 2 dead ends in the Eastern Continent, and then, like you said, that last cave took you to the magic spot.
Yeah, that wasn't nearly as frustrating as just my messing up like stuff like Guma and whatever. But you know, it was a warm up, I guess. Yep.
The only other question I have is, at the time you had the trophy and when you backtracked to Rudo, it didn't look like you knew exact. Did you find that in exploration originally?
The trophy?
No, Rudo.
Ruto? Yeah, I did. I
Okay.
just I knew that. Yeah, I knew that it was the second town that I'd found, and I just kind of ignored what I remembered and went to the cluster of towns first. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to get 8 gen in here. So thanks for racing for us. We enjoyed it. Congratulations on your win.
Yeah, thanks.
And with that, we are done with round 1 week 1 of the Swiss, and on to week 2.
Yeah, we can
In fact,
these 2 times and shuffle up the things, and everybody knows what their matchup is. So let's.
Yeah, if Eunos wants to go ahead and do that, I'll screen grab it, and everybody can see right here.
I think Dick Shake wants to make a thing of it, though.
Does he? Okay.
I think I'm
Okay,
not sure.
That's fine.
He was talking about it in chat. I don't know if he was gonna turn on the old face cam, put on the hat, and have some people on and talk about it. But he's around, so go ahead. He says, "Go ahead.
Go ahead. All right.
Go ahead and do it."
Well, yeah. I mean, the time's already input, and the next round's already showing. So go
All
for
right,
it,
I'm
guys.
pulling up the website, the page now.
I see some very interesting matchups already.
Let me open up my browser window for everybody. Or are you hiding? There it is. Oh, I forgot. I can't do that. My OBS doesn't like this. So I cannot pull it up for anybody. I'm sorry. Yeah, my OBS will not open up a browser window.
That's
So-
horrible.
So we can just go over some of these. I mean, go ahead. Anybody who stands out to you?
Well, my eye attracts to my name instantly, and Battle of 0-1, Simple Dude versus Angry Larry. A couple other matchups I see there are Choke Me I Like It versus Ategenos should be very, very good.
I have a solution coming up, so pay attention for a moment. After, go ahead, keep going. Though. Sorry, I do, but I've got this.
Yeah, I rolled V Resnor. I'm not happy.
Eunos versus Link Sevens is probably the better of the 1-0 matches in terms of competitive and exciting. Top player wise, I'm sorry. Like, there's other ones that have similar skills that might be a little bit better, turn out to be a little bit better in the end, not to downplay anybody.
Yeah, we got Error versus Jay Coper. That'll be interesting. Jam versus Rose City.
That should be very good, that match. Bent Glass Tube versus Prez J Polk. Who's Joshy D playing? Dr. J PhD. Dick Shake has Riku, and Buzz Thunder has Tristal.
Zarnex got Scorpion Max.
Jackamus versus Countess. Raikou Rider versus Kulain.
I'm interested in this Shiner versus Cool. That'll be a interesting matchup.
Yeah, those always, like, somebody who plays the randomizer versus somebody who's just really good at the game. Like, those matches always intrigue me.
Yeah. We got BGT versus Prez. I don't know if you mentioned that one.
Sleepy Mario versus Ryan 7. Amazing Ampharos versus the Alan Heffley.
All right, so error says that we have a 1-0 versus a 0-1.
Not in the first round.
Okay. Yeah, we had an
don't think
even
so.
number.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen, guaranteed to happen in the third round, where we're going to have a 1-2 versus a 2-1 for the first time. King Dal versus Nirm. There we go. I'll say it like I normally say it. And I believe that's every match. Vanki versus Enchantress of Numbers, and I believe that's every match we've covered so far. I think Eunos is trying to get.
I've got my stream up.
Oh, I paused it.
I know.
Let me refresh, actually. I can do that just fine. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But there are the matchups.
That's what I want. That's what I want. We going full screen? Okay. That works. Take crop.
Yeah, Rose City Saint is absolutely correct. We swapped opponents. I'll give you all the dirt on Jam that I know in exchange if you teach me how to play this game.
There you go, Eunos. The screen's all yours.
Right. Well, you guys talking. I was moving my mouse around.
Well, we'll have a 10-second delay on that, but
Okay.
yeah, I think we've covered everything. But
yeah,
everybody can get a good look at it.
Yeah. Zarnax and Scorpion Max. Error and Jacober. Yeah, these are good. They're all shaping up to be decent matchups, I think. Oh, Dude versus Larry?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to practice a little bit more. I don't know if he's too good at this game. But I don't know if he's ever seen my Goomba fights, but I'm going to save at least 2 minutes right there. I actually want to play all four because a little foot and mouth syndrome when I was giving somebody a little sass when they were talking about how Swiss provides unfair matchups and certain players shouldn't be playing certain players by round. And my answer was, don't you have to beat like the better players anyway eventually? So to play Jam and then Simple, like I want nothing more than to go 0-4 against all four people so I can backtrack on that comment and complain myself. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I like it.
It'll be a fun week. So hang out in the Discord, hang out in Angry Larry's channel or Ategenos' channel. They seem to be picking up the most restreams. With that, I think we're ready to. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Tristel said he wished challenge group these by pairings by record. As far as I know, they are paired by record, right? 1-0, 1-0.
That's correct. It pairs them first by number of wins. So it ranks everybody, right? It ranks everybody 1 through 36 in this tournament. The person with the highest on the ranking, they've got the most wins. Tie breaks next by if people with even matchups or even scores who beat each other. If you won an even matchup, you get another point. For the second tie break, the third tie break's a median thing, but we won't even have one until the third round because it tosses the bottom and the top. So you need at least 3 rounds for that. And then the final, which is I think the only one that actually is used right now, is the score. And the score right now is based on time. So it's matching up. Right now, I'll pull up the standings. If you look at the standings, you get the list here. And who am I matched up against?
Link Sevens.
Link Sevens.
Who beat Choke Me I Like It in the first round.
I'm confused then. I thought it was supposed to match up. Basically.
We don't have these scores entered correctly. They need to. I don't know what we need to do actually.
Yeah, some of them are put in there negative, some of them are put in there positive.
Yeah, they
thought
should.
it
They
was
should
always-
all be negative so that when they sort, they go. The better time goes higher.
They're all negative. I don't know how it's matching people up, but
Oh, I see the point difference. Okay.
yeah, but the point difference. It should have, if it was doing 1 versus 2, it would have matched VRes and myself. So I'm not really sure what it's doing, but it usually, from what I've seen, it tends to match up.
Not familiar with this. Is it a chance it could get corrected and change the matchups? Or is this what we're going to
No,
go with?
it is what it is.
Okay.
Because there's nothing to correct in the scores, so it automatically scored everybody. I don't know. But it will eventually. In the 3rd round, it's going to have to pair a 2-0 against a 1-1, I think. And we'll see what happens, I guess.
With that, I think we're done with the restream for tonight. Anybody want to get a race together?
Yeah, it sounds like a race might form up here.
Yeah, when you talk about it that way, I guess I'll join. Thank you for letting me join you, and congratulations again, Eunos.
Thanks. Thanks for the commentary and the restream.
Yeah, thanks for racing. We wouldn't have anything with you guys without you guys. Thanks to chat hanging out. You guys always make a good stream. Let's get a race. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Probably auto host either Larry or Eunos as they set up for their matches. I may or may not join this one, so hang out either here or whomever I host.